Hey everybody, I'm Mike Foster. I'm the community lead at StackRox, and I'm joined by Doron, who's the PM for Red Hat Advanced Cluster Security. Quick show of hands, who here has heard about StackRox? That's awesome. I love to hear that. StackRox obviously recently rebranded to Red Hat Advanced Cluster Security after the Red Hat purchase in 2021. It's been a fun 2 years. We have some cool announcements we want to share with you, and just going to go through the agenda real quick. Quick update, obviously. I'm not going to ramble about security and Kubernetes. We're going to get into the product, where it's at, a little bit of the mission, as well as the roadmap. Going to introduce you to the new ACS cloud service. Doron's been working on this tirelessly, and it's been really awesome to see a little bit of the StackRox vision come to life in the last year. And then again, how to get started and what's next for us, a little bit of a roadmap. Any questions? I think we keep it to at lunch. We'll be over there. Come meet us after. Cool. So security and Kubernetes, always a hot topic. SigStoreCon's kicking it off today too. I think Luke Hines is here. Again, I think over the last 7 years, everybody knows the DevOps movement, big cultural shift, really the change. Security was always supposed to be a part of that, right? And we need our tools to actually enable developer growth, to work with the speed of the development of containers, and that's what StackRox and the Kubernetes native security application was designed to do. And for our delivering business value, this is supposed to come with a huge list of notes. I'm not going to ramble about it, but in terms of the mission of StackRox, really, we want a faster time to resolution. We want to build those security policies early in the CI/CD process with notifications so that developers know how to remediate their fixes, and we want to cut down on noise. We want to bridge that skill gap. So, I mean, I'm sure some security teams getting into Kubernetes, it's a little overwhelming. We want to make sure that they have the right context, that developers, operations, and security teams can share information easily, and hopefully asynchronously if we can automate things. And then we want to cross that, break across functional barriers, provide guidance, enable collaboration in a way that we can do it all declaratively. So again, security programs are successful when they deliver these key attributes. So where does ACS fit in? For those, I mean, that's kind of nice that everybody knows about it, so I'll keep it brief. But we really excel in vulnerability management and pairing that with that Kubernetes-rich data of the configuration, all the different manifests to give you a more in-depth look at the risk in your cluster for your applications. We obviously use Kubernetes native controls, things like network policies for network segmentation. We generate those network policies as well to help out. And then, of course, we have remediation to help you meet compliance standards, and an eBPF module as well for detection and runtime response. And it really is an awesome platform if you guys want to check it out. And then I'll hand it off to, I got one more slide before Doron takes over. But again, we were the first Kubernetes native security platform. I like to point that out, the first in 2017 to really break out and take that title. And again, it's about building those policies in your build, deploy, and run infrastructure, doing it as like shift left as possible, if I'm going to use the marketing term. All right, and now Doron's going to take you through a little bit of what we've done over the last 2 years since the acquisition.
Yeah, so what we've done in the last 2 years, Red Hat bought StackRox and invest a lot of effort and resource in ramping StackRox to be ACS, but in a situation today. We introduced a new dashboard that you can all see in our latest version. We create security and alert workflows for team to use namespace and namespace annotation. And we add, I will not go over all the features, but we introduce a lot of new features and also integrate with the stack, with Red Hat in general. We integrate with RHEL 9 in version 7.2. We introduced a lot of integration with our compliance framework, with compliance operator, and we also supporting all the cloud implementation of OpenShift today, including ROSA and ARO.
And we open sourced as well. That should be in there too. We open source, so we got to keep the StackRox name alive as open source StackRox. And now we have an even bigger announcement too.
Yeah, so for the last year, we're working on making ACS as a cloud service, as a SaaS offering. that allow customer to have a quick time to value. So you don't need to install central, you don't install the main components, you don't need to maintain it. We will maintain it for you in the cloud. We will introduce a better way easy way to purchase it and use a regular cloud way of consuming services. We will provide the full support, 24/7 support and SRE support on the backend. And we also, if you run, we will be able to secure any Kubernetes cluster. We can do it with ACS today, but using cloud services will make it easier for customers to use and secure EKS, AKS, and GKE. Some additional information. So again, we are launching first on AWS, but basically we will expand to the rest of the clouds. But you, as base ACS capabilities, with cloud native and with Kubernetes native, so you can support with any Kubernetes deployment and secure any Kubernetes deployment.
And if you want to manage it yourself and use that operator, that's always your choice too.
Yeah.
If you want to sign up, so we're releasing this as a service preview to start. We're looking for customer feedback, seeing what our customers need. So if you scan the QR code, it'll bring you to a page for sign up. Again, there's that service preview process. You'll probably end up on a call with me eventually, taking down all of your worries and fears, and we'll get through it together. So again, scan that QR code for more. The QR code will pop up at the end as well, and you can always find us for more questions. Doron, what else am I missing?
And yeah, we are looking for customers to sign up for the early access. Use this product with us together. We will have a white glove services from our team helping you using the product, and we're looking for feedback from you and our customers to get our product better and launch the best product as we can during GA. Yeah,
and the goal is to start service preview in December as well.
Yeah.
Right. So it's coming up pretty fast. And then what's next for ACS specifically? We're working out the roadmap right now. Doron knows the roadmap way better than I do, so I don't want to take over. But in terms of key priorities for us, always innovating in the security space. There's a lot of moving parts, and I think Luke's here. There's a lot of talk about security over at Kubecon right now. So security innovation, obviously the cloud service, working with integrating into Red Hat's existing portfolio with things like Quay and the different Claire scanners and things like that. And of course, the StackRox open source project. Send your developers up there. It's really nice to get contributions, and we love to have you on our community meetings. Doron, I think you had some notes about some specifics.
Yeah, so we ramp up our vulnerability management. One of the major things is we working on aligning with Claire. So we have one security or one vulnerability management tools for all our open source or all our Red Hat stack. We enhance the vulnerability management with a lot of new guidance and presentation and workloads. We add more and more capabilities for dashboarding and presenting capabilities. We launch already the RHEL 9 UBI and RHEL 9 RPM vulnerability scanning. We introduced the host vulnerability scanning, and we will include, it's already available, but we will enhance the capability for developer local image scanning. For the DevOps or SecOps and compliance, we continue with the dashboarding, improving our dashboarding and including trends and history data, including introducing risk indicators that exist today, but we are improving it. We introduce our more capabilities on compliance, including EKS compliance, benchmark CIS EKS compliance, and we going to enhance our compliance experience with major introduction and interaction with the compliance operator that already using on OpenShift, and we're going to expand it to other platforms. on network security, which we are moving on, working on moving the network security and policy management to shift left, and now allowed DevOps team to create the network policies.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm giving a demo if anybody's at Kubecon on Thursday about this. The MP Guard project's really cool. Creating network policies at the developer level, checking it against some policies that your security team's checked in so that you can do it asynchronously and you don't have the security team coming in after and cramming down network policies on your developers. So it's awesome. The MP Guard project, if anybody wants to look it up, or come meet me at the Red Hat booth on Thursday at 10:50. But again, that's a huge one, I think, for network security because
Definitely.
It's a very powerful Kubernetes native tool, and we want people to implement it in a way that works for their teams. And yeah, so for community projects, the StackRox project, obviously, stackrocks.io, you can find out all your information there. We use the Claire scanner underneath the hood, so does Quay as well. Falco is a project that we contribute to, and we love them. They do some great work. They help with a lot of our runtime scanning. And the Kubelinter project, so we can extend some of those checks to the developer. You can do some quick configuration checks against your YAML files to see what's not necessarily the most secure. And then lastly, I think, is the final send-off before lunch. We'd love you to sign up. Even if you don't necessarily think you're the best use case, sign up. Let us contact you. Let's see what you're working with. And we'd love to even get feedback from you if you're not using it and why you're not using it. So really appreciate you listening to us. Hope you have a great lunch and enjoy the rest of Commons. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.